Aramis Knight is only 14 years old, and he has already had an impressive resume in both film and TV. He was most recently seen in Ender's Game with Harrison Ford and Asa Butterfield. He has also been in Rendition, The Dark Knight Rises, and voiced characters in Shrek Forever After and Happy Feet 2. He has also been in television shows like Dexter, General Hospital, NCIS, Psych, The Mentalist, Parenthood, and Lost. Shrek, one of my favorite movies.
Oh yeah, Shrek is a classic.
I've probably seen it like 300 times, no
Really?
joke. I can recite the whole movie.
Oh yeah, Shrek's the best.
My inner geek coming out here. So anyway,
How did you get started in acting?
That's actually a good question. I was like 5 years old, so I wasn't real sure what was going on, to be honest. My mom, she's a real estate agent, and actually she had a client, and her mom was a small agency, and then I went in, and I ended up signing with this lady, and then I booked like the first 4 things I went out for, so then I moved to a bigger agency, which I'm with now. So it's been a long time. It was in the beginning. I feel like it wasn't that serious, and I don't think up until I was maybe 11 or 12 was I really serious about what I'm doing.
Are you?
Is that something that you want to do for like the rest of your life until you die or something?
Yeah, until I die.
I mean, like, unless you don't die.
Yeah, I'm immortal, so. No, I'm joking.
Immortal.
Yeah. I wasn't really sure, but I've already gotten pretty far in my career, and I think it'd be a great idea just to stick with it for the rest of my life.
Are you originally from California?
I am, yeah, one of the rare native
Wow.
Californians.
Nobody
Those are
from
like-
California
Those
is
are like
from
unicorn
California.
sighting.
I know, everyone comes from Florida, Michigan, yeah.
It's me and him.
There
And
we
me.
go.
Woo! What was your role on Ender's Game?
I play Bean. He's the little guy. He's the youngest. It was really interesting how they set up the movie because, in fact, I was the youngest. All the boys were older. All the boys were taller. So going in, I was kind of, the underdog and the kid that was, most likely not going to fit in. So I really felt, the struggles that my character felt really in the movie because, he does have to prove himself and he does have to really, prove his place quickly, and that's exactly what I had to do. And not until afterward when I really thought about it was like I was able to kind of, get a full understanding for my character without even really knowing it.
How was it on set from just a day-to-day basis?
It was crazy. I mean, it was really the first time that I had filmed with multiple other kids. All the boys on set, Asa and Kylan and Brandon and Serge, all of us, we really became brothers. And Moises, there's a bunch of them, and we had a lot of good times together. We still hang out all the time. Kylan's coming to my house tonight. I think we're going to the AMAs tomorrow. So. It was really probably my favorite thing I've worked on just for the people that I got to really be with. I was with Harrison Ford. Actually, an interesting story is that the second movie I ever did called Crossing Over was actually with Harrison Ford. So
you'd worked with him before?
I had worked with him before. I didn't think he was going to remember me, but he did actually end up remembering me, which was very interesting because he's probably done multiple movies since that one. So it was a journey, and I grew a lot mentally and physically.
What's Harrison Ford like?
Harrison Ford, he's awesome. He's a super down to earth guy, really chill. He's not like you would think he is at all. I called him actually sir in the beginning, and then he's like, no, just call me Harrison. I was like, okay, all right, Harrison. And actually, a funny story is there was this little lizard that would always kind of roam around our classroom, like not in our classroom, but like around our classrooms. And we were trying to catch him one day, and Harrison Ford walked by and saw us trying to catch this lizard and decided, you know what, let me help these boys. So I caught a lizard with Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Who can say that?
Yeah,
Did
not
you-
many people.
Please tell me you had a contest on set to see who could make the most obscure Star Wars references throughout the filming.
You know what? We didn't. We should have, though. You know what we did have, though, was a cuss jar. We had a cuss jar because a lot of guys on set cussed, and they thought that was inappropriate around all the kids. So we had a jar where they had to put dollar $1 in there for every F word that they said.
I'm getting one for my house because when we have the production meetings, this one is so bad.
Really?
I'm not gonna name names, but if you're watching it, it's
That's
bad.
bad. That is
Not
bad.
gonna name names, but
That
there's
is
cameras
bad.
here,
That
so
is
Yeah,
bad.
and it's. I'm seriously gonna get a jar because
Yeah, actually, it was
Where did-
cool though. The whole movie was kind of connected, and actually, the first movie that I did was actually with the director of this one. So
oh wow,
it was connected in many ways. So when I got the audition, I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be too easy.
What were some of your thoughts when you found out you had booked it?
It was like 2 months after I had actually auditioned, so it kind of came out of nowhere. But I was extremely excited. I knew that I was gonna go to New Orleans, and they were sending us to space camp in Alabama, and I don't know, it was crazy. They called us, and literally like I think like the next week we had to leave. So it was like suddenly, I was planning on starting school again, and then suddenly I'm in New Orleans filming a movie with Harrison Ford. So it was crazy. It was a lot of fun though. It was really a lot of fun.
did you guys get to do the zero gravity stuffs?
Yeah, well, there's no such thing as like real zero gravity on Earth. But,
Yeah,
we did do a lot of simulations, a lot of different types of machines that we were in, and a lot of stuff just to simulate zero gravity. Because in the movie, that's really important to make that look real. We met a bunch of astronauts. We were actually filming on an actual NASA base, so we saw a bunch of rockets and different things like that. So there was a lot of preparation before the movie too, because the way that they tried to achieve zero gravity was by putting us on wires, and it took a lot of strength, and it hurt a lot. So it was a lot of mind over matter, because at sometimes we'd be on the wires for 4 hours at a time, but it was really something we had to cope with. It was difficult to really overcome that too, because it was a lot of green screen. So I mean, trying to act while on wires and really not looking at anything specific is really hard.
That's somebody's dream job.
Ooh.
Astronaut. Did you read the book before the audition?
Well, no, I was only 11. It's mandatory to read in 9th grade, so I had not read it yet, but I did read
it's
it.
mandatory?
It's mandatory in a lot of schools. I know my cousin had to read it. Yeah, I know.
I read it
mine's
when it
gone.
first came out because it was just amazing. But
Really? When it first came out, it came out in the 70s. How old are you?
Yeah.
Okay, when I first knew that it came,
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
practically live at the bookstore. It's really sad. Like
Oh, I
that's
see.
that's what I get for birthdays, Christmas, and then occasionally I'll
Books?
just like get
Hey, that's a good thing, right?
no like gift cards for Barnes and oh my gosh,
yeah.
it's rewards points.
Oh,
up the
yeah.
wazoo.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
it's hilarious.
Wazoo.
Did you read it after you had
Yeah.
auditioned for it?
Yeah, actually, I read the script. They sent me over the script, and then I auditioned for it. After I got it 2 months later, I read the book once, and then when we were in space camp, I read it again.
What were your thoughts?
On the book?
Yes.
Well, the first time I read it, I didn't really get it because I was so young, and it is kind of a deep story, so
like-
it was hard to comprehend for an 11-year-old. But after I read it back in Alabama, I really got it.
We have quick questions for you.
Yeah.
Quick
Quick
questions.
questions
All right.
is basically something I created. It has nothing to do with anything. They're questions that are rapid fire,
Okay.
no wrong or right answer,
Alrighty then.
except for both. You cannot choose both.
Okay.
Would you rather swim the English Channel or go over Niagara Falls in a barrel?
Niagara Falls in a barrel.
Would you rather eat squid or eel?
Squid. Calamari's the best.
Would you rather bungee jump or skydive?
Skydive.
Pumpkin or pecan pie?
Oh. I think I'm allergic to pecans, so pumpkin.
Monopoly or Battleship?
Battleship.
BMW or Mercedes?
Mercedes.
Gel or mousse?
Gel.
Taco Bell or Del Taco?
Taco Bell.
You're running for public office. Do you kiss babies or shake hands?
That one I'm gonna have to say both on.
What is your favorite Thanksgiving side dish?
Oh geez. Oh my gosh. Baked beans? Is that Thanksgiving side dish?
Counts.
Okay. All right.
Do you have an odd habit?
An odd habit. I talk in a weird accent a lot. I name him Vitaly.
Can we hear Vitaly?
Yeah, he kind of talks like this. It's not appealing, I promise. You don't want me to talk like this. It becomes a habit, and then I just can't get out of it.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve is fake people.
So, Vitaly?
Vitaly, no, he's not fake. He's very, very real. He's very, very real.
We also have Twitter questions.
Twitter questions,
If I
alright.
can get them up.
Twitter questions. Was your dream really to be an actor? Or did you have a different dream, like maybe a doctor when you were younger?
Then again, I was 5, so I wanted to be a police officer still. But now definitely my dream is to be an actor.
Are you good at accents?
Yes. Yes, very.
What is your favorite thing to dress as for Halloween?
For Halloween, I dressed as Elvis for like 4 years in a row, so Elvis.
What are your best and worst subjects in school?
My best subject is math. My worst subject is history.
What is your favorite place on Earth and why?
My favorite place on Earth. Meaning like different state or country, or like just place, like restaurant or something.
I guess either one.
Okay, man, that's a tough one. Hawaii is a lot of fun, so.
Is a snail without its shell considered homeless or naked?
Naked, because usually you don't move with your house, right?
I guess.
It's not like your house moves.
Well,
with
maybe
you.
you live in a mobile home?
That's true, but yeah, you're right. I don't know. That's a good one. You stumped me.
Good job, Christine.
There's like 1,000 R's, so it's Christine.
Underscore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm Sam Lant,
I'm Mandalynn Carlson.
and this has been
Beyond the Spotlight.
Good night. Well, good morning.